Tales and stories of opulent sultans living in luxury have been depicted in writing and visual retellings for centuries, often with misconception or exoticism. However, the Topkapi Palace is a monumental aspect of this story that provides us with the most accurate insight into the reality of the more intimate lives of the Ottoman sultans and their families. The Topkapi Palace signifies the dominance of the Ottoman Empire, being built in 1460 under the father of conquest, Sultan Mehmed II, after his conquering of Constantinople and defeat of the Byzantine Empire. We receive this insight best through touring the palace's expansive harem, beginning with the path the sultans would take to enter the harem, called the Altın Yol, or Golden Road, leading us to the beginning of the harem's gateway of beautiful tiling and inscriptions. Here on the exterior, we begin to see the Roman-influenced arches and columns with the geometric honeycomb or Macarnus capitals. For the sake of brevity, as the palace's harem is incredibly expansive, we will explore some key rooms, including the Imperial Hall, Murad III's bedroom and vestibule, Ahmed III's fruit room, the Queen Mother's apartments, and lastly, the Sultan's and Queen Mother's baths. Inarguably the most impressive room of the harem is the Imperial Hall, as this was one of the rare spaces in the generally restricted and private harem that would host guests, featuring the palace's largest dome. The dome, which features the reconstructed filigree-like painting dating back to the original construction, rests upon beautifully geometric and intricately inlaid pendentives, once again drawing on Byzantine architectural techniques. These pendentives give us just a beginning taste of the palace's vast array of interlace and arabesque patterns, drawing on the similarly Byzantine-influenced ornamental pattern styles of the Abbasid Caliphate. The hall was built in the 1580s under Murad III's reign, and later renovated after fire in a more Rococo style, especially seen in the intricate golden embellishments and ornamentation. Also referred to as the throne room, we see the Sultan's luxurious throne next to some of the palace's numerous fountains that served a variety of purposes, also featuring this ornamental Rococo style. The calligraphic mosaic banding that spans the entirety of the hall, featuring inscriptions from the Quran, are reminiscent of those seen at the Dome of the Rock, built by the Umayyad Caliphate in 7th century Jerusalem. We see similarities in the use of marble and mosaics, the use of script and often vegetal symbols in these mosaics, bright blues and golds that remind us of the sky, and the overall Byzantine and ornamental influence seen in both the Dome of the Rock and the Topkapi's Imperial Hall. We continue with the mosaic banding of inscriptions as we enter the vestibule connecting the hall with the Sultan's privy chambers, featuring the palace's famous Iznik mosaics, creating intricate facades of a lush garden under more Roman arches, encapsulated underneath another of the hall's numerous domes. We enter one of the oldest and best preserved rooms of the harem, the privy chamber of Murad III. As with many rooms added to the harem during renovations, Murad III's privy chamber was built by Ottoman architect Sinan in 1579. Here we find more of the Quranic mosaic banding, and red, white, and blue raised Iznik tiling, stunning imported glass windows, intricately inlaid gold and stone geometric designs, and yet another impressive dome. The privy chamber's more intimate and domestic aspects of the room, including the fireplace, canopied beds, inlaid cabinets, and personal fountain, allow us to imagine the daily rituals of the Sultan, laying to rest in golden baldachin beds after cleaning in the alcove's fountain. One of the most unique rooms of the Sultan's private chambers is the privy room added by Ahmed III, also called the Fruit Room. Built in 1705, the fruit room features delicately painted panels of fruits and florals and contains one of the chamber's many fireplaces, whose features are reminiscent of the Al-Azhar Mosque in Cairo in their crenellations and similarly Fatimid-style ribbed domes. Expansion and construction additions to the harem began with Suleiman's reign in 1527 to 1529, then further expanding in 1568 under Selim II. But it is not until Murad III that we see significant architectural and institutional changes. Account books signified this change through new and renovated quarters of Murad III's Queen Mother, Nurbanu. The new expansion of the Queen Mother's quarters paralleled her influence over politics through advising of her son. This expansion, and thus higher importance and authority given to the head mistress of the harem, signifies a step away from Mehmed II's original harem style and system, and towards a more domestic and familial setting and arrangement, as now the sultan's family could reside within the harem. The renovated queen's quarters shows clear European influence in the frescoes featuring painted landscapes and columns, but continues the Islamic style with more arabesque patterns and mosaics seen on the walls throughout the room, including this inlaid mother-of-pearl cabinet with expertly crafted geometric patterns. Guarded by a golden lattice divider, as they are the most vulnerable of domestic spaces, the harem's baths were constructed in 1580 by Sinan. The baths once contained Islamic tiles that were removed for use in the Blue Mosque in 1609 and replaced mostly with marble in renovations. Such an intimate look into the Ottoman royalty's human rituals within the harem provides us a much more realistic understanding into the familial and daily life inside the Topkapi Palace and the Ottoman Empire.